Welcome to the induction video on policies for the basketball programs at UKCBC. In this session, we will consider some of the main BSU policies impacting on your studies, discuss how UKCBC staff can assist you at various times, and to identify situations that policies may be invoked. What are policies used for? What is covered by our policies, and where do we find them? These are questions that we're going to discuss in the session. What are policies for? Academic policies and procedures allow students to clearly understand their rights and responsibilities. They protect the integrity of the BSU degree and provide fair and transparent guidelines for activities related to teaching and learning across campuses. What is covered by the policies? Number 1, admissions. 2, attendance. 3, student and staff conduct. 4, mitigating circumstances and extensions. Mitigating circumstances are when you may not be able to submit an assignment on time due to health or personal problems. Number 5, unfair practice. Number 6, appeals. And number 7, data protection and confidentiality. Documents and policies are available at the below link. UKCBC policies are available through ULearn. Student discipline. All students have the right to learn and study without disruption, distraction, or intimidation from unnecessary and inappropriate actions of their student peers. Actions of students studying towards a BSU award bring the reputation of UKCBC into disrepute or negatively affects H&D student peers will be investigated and decisions made in accordance with UKCBC student disciplinary policy. Actions of students studying towards a BSU award that bring the reputation of BSU into disrepute or undermines the academic standards or quality of the award will be reported to BSU for action. UKCBC officers will share details and outcomes of any investigation with BSU. Attendance, student responsibilities. The programs you have selected require you to have at least 85% attendance. However, full attendance is expected. The university expects all students to engage fully with their studies and to attend all timetabled sessions associated with the course on which they are enrolled. Full and active participation provides students with opportunities to develop the skills and knowledge needed to successfully complete their course. Further details can be found on the below link. Student responsibilities continued. Students are responsible for organising their personal, social, work, residential and other arrangements to facilitate attendance and engagement as required by their specific programme of study. You're also required to attend all timetabled sessions, which may include lectures, tutorials, workshops, labs, placements, site visits, and in the case of research students, scheduled meetings with supervisors. You'll also need to carry a valid UKCBC student ID card, and you'll be responsible for replacing lost, stolen or damaged ID cards without delay. To get a replaced ID card, you'll need to see the admin team at your campus, and there is a £5 charge to replace any lost or damaged ID cards. You will also need to arrive on time for sessions and remain for the duration of your scheduled classes. You'll also need to participate fully in group work and group meetings as required by your course of study, and you'll also need to notify your module tutors in advance. Absences from the university. It is not normally expected that students pursuing undergraduate programs will be absent during term time. Any leave or holiday must be taken outside of term time. All term dates are published in your module handbooks and can be found with student support services. Students who have an unavoidable absence from their studies for any period of time must inform the university immediately. While absence notifications may be taken into account when considering a student's overall attendance profile, as the university expects all enrolled students to be fit to study, it does not guarantee that no further action will be taken. If students are experiencing serious personal, financial, or medical difficulties that are disrupting their attendance, they will normally be advised to intercalate. That means taking a break from your studies. Please speak to Student Support Services to find out more. Mitigating circumstance. What is a mitigating circumstance? What might not it be? And what is fit to submit or submit principle? So what is a mitigating circumstance? A mitigating circumstance can be defined as a serious or significant event that student's health or passes beyond the student's control and is unforeseen. The events are sufficiently serious enough in nature to result in the student being unable to attend, complete, or submit an assessment on time. So what is an acceptable mitigating circumstance and what is not? The following examples are likely to be considered acceptable. Serious personal accident or injury, hospitalization including operations, serious illness or death of close family member, dependent or friend, sudden deterioration of a long-term condition, serious personal disruption, for example, a relationship breakdown, separation, divorce, or victim of a crime, a major household problem such as a break-in or a fire, absence for public service, for example, jury service with reserve forces, participation in national or international sports or cultural events, or a recent diagnosis of a disability or a long-term condition, for example, chronic fatigue syndrome, so that reasonable adjustments haven't yet been put in place. The following examples are not considered acceptable: computer or IT failure of your own equipment, short-term or minor illnesses, for example, cough, cold, or sore throat, unspecified anxiety or mild depression, transport issues, misreading of assessment dates and times, personal events that could have been anticipated, for example, holidays, a sport event, a field trip, inadequate planning, organisation, or time management, the pressure of the academic workload, including multiple examinations in a short period of time, demands of paid employment, language of assessment not being your main language, or claims submitted with supporting evidence. Mitigating circumstances. Bar University forms and guidance, Bar University monthly mitigating circumstance meetings. UKCBC will submit claims to BSU Student Services for students. BSU Student Services will make the decision according to the BSU policy. All decisions will be communicated by BSU officers to UKCBC-based students. The fit to sit/submit principle. Bar University has adopted a fit to submit principle, which means that if you submit an assessment or sit an exam, you are declaring yourself well enough to do so. If you submit an assessment or sit an exam, then you cannot later claim that your performance was affected by a mitigating circumstance. If you feel that your circumstances are seriously affecting your ability to prepare for or sit an assessment, you should not take the assessment and you should submit a mitigating circumstances claim and supporting evidence in line with the mitigating circumstances policy. Students will not be able to submit the assessment and also claim for mitigating circumstances in order to try to improve their grade. Mitigating circumstances. Mitigating circumstances should be submitted ideally prior to the assessment deadline. However, it can also be submitted after the assessment deadline. If you need to fill out the Bar University Mitigating Circumstances form, which you'll need to get from the Student Support Office. Academic misconduct and unfair practice. So what are unfair practices and what is the outcome of academic misconduct? Academic misconduct and unfair practice. An unfair practice can be identified as an offence whereby a student gains an unpermitted advantage in an assessment or examination. Most commonly, unfair practice occurs in the form of cheating in an examination, for example, copying from another source, perhaps a book or website, or copying from a fellow student. Academic misconduct and unfair practice. Accusation of the offence to be reported to Bar University Student Services and the UKCBC Programme Leader. Bar University Student Services will investigate the allegation, and any penalties for unfair practice will be made by the Bar University Unfair Practice Subcommittee, not UKCBC. Please see on this table the categories and the actions taken for academic misconduct and unfair practices. Please pause the video and take a minute to read this. Appeals. What is an appeal? What can you appeal against? When and how can you appeal? An academic appeal is a procedure which allows you in certain circumstances to ask for a review of a decision relating to your academic progress or award. You can only appeal against the assessment practice, not the grade, or a decision of disciplinary or committee meetings. So you cannot appeal saying that you feel you deserve a higher grade. Appeals. So you'll be supported to fill out a Bar University application form and submit the form to Bar University review. UKCBC will work with Bar University. However, Bar University will make a decision on the outcome. And you will have an option to appeal the decision of your appeal. Documents and policies are available at the below link relating to appeals. Complaints. So what is a complaint? What can you make it against? And where can you make a complaint? UKCBC and Bar University place a high regard on student welfare and learning experience within the college or university. If a student has a concern regarding their experience, they may raise an issue informally to the relevant campus manager in the first instance. If the issue cannot be resolved, then a complaints policy procedure applies. Details of the process can be found in the Complaints and Appeals policies available in ULearn. Depending on the programme, the relevant awarding organisation may also be included with the relevant process at a suitable stage. Complaints can be made 1 against a student, 2 against UKCBC, or 3 against Bar University. Again, the documents and policies are available on the link below. Bar University's policies are available on this link. And please note that UKCBC policies are for general reference of students. In all cases, Bar University policies will supersede any policy that the UKCBC has in place.